Hello, my absolutely beautiful Capricorn friends, and welcome to your horoscope for November of 2022, where first of all, Capricorn, let's keep in mind, front of our minds this month, that you are in your 4 weeks before birthday time is going to kick off, which naturally means that every year when you get to November, we get into Sagittarius season. One of the things that comes to your consciousness is, it's time for me to rest, right? It's time for me to rest, to reveal, to rejuvenate, to be working behind the scenes and in a quiet place where I can get re-inspired and reinvigorated to to Capricorn, the world out there as my birthday comes along. So that's one thing I want to just bring into your mind as you're listening to this forecast, that truly the 12th house area and arena for you has been so much and will be about making sure that you are rested, rejuvenated, you're spiritually on par, you're feeling good about this spiritual life that you've got going, and that the things you're working on behind the scenes, it's genuinely time for it. So if you're researching, you're building something behind the scenes, you're working on a spiritual practice, you're looking at old actions, ideas, and behaviors that you are ready to outgrow, whatever it is, just know that your time to go to ground is now, and it is definitely in your favor. Now, we've also got an eclipse happening this month and Jupiter coming out of retrograde in the energy of Pisces. So a little bit to cover, but the majority of the month has really got the Sagittarian energy vibe that I hope you take advantage of before your birthday rolls around next month. All right, Capricorn, let's jump in here and see what's going on. So right at the beginning of the month on the 8th, we're going to see a full moon lunar eclipse happening in fellow earth sign Taurus at 16 degrees. Now, this lights up your 5th house space, okay? Expression, self-expression, romance, love, pleasure, play, children, things about children or about parenting even can come to the table. You take a risk on something. Now, this is not necessarily new information, okay? Because we've been working in the Scorpio-Taurus axes all year long. So this is more of this kind of, gentle pushing forward that says, okay, let's just keep refining here, right? We're going to keep refining here. But the full moon gives us the indicator that something does need to be ended, acknowledged, or there's an adjustment in place and at play in this particular area. So you'll have to look around and see exactly how this is manifesting for you. Is this a change with something, are you investing in your children, or you're taking a risk and you're investing in something for the first time, and maybe it's something you're really in love with, or it's something that really expresses who you are in some way, right? Whatever it is, this is a fellow earth sign. So whatever you're taking on or whatever is shifting in this particular arena, remember, great love is a great responsibility, okay? Now, the other thing I've been beating my little drum about over here is backing up 19 years ago, 2003. What was happening for you in your life? Now, most of us 19 years ago, whatever the event or the circumstances were, we really wanted to do something. We were craving, we wanted something. Did you want a child at that time? Were you looking for love? Like, what was it that you wanted to do that you were passionate about, and life got in the way? It looked really different than it can look now, because it's like the universe has come back to get you where you got stuck or where you didn't have enough wisdom to apply then, and you do now. So think about it in context of cycles. That's the thing about astrology. We live and acknowledge that we live in cycles. So what has been your cycle? What were the themes that showed up 19 years ago, and they're back on your table now? Okay, when we get to the 16th, we see Venus move into Sagittarius. The 17th brings Mercury into Sagittarius. The 22nd is going to bring the Sun into Sagittarius, and the 23rd is going to bring a new moon at 1 whole degree of Sagittarius. Okay, so we really kick this 12th house area of your life into gear. This is our private space, things that go on behind the scenes. These are the habits and patterns that we have of not good behavior. There are self-sabotaging, patterns that we have. It's also our creative talents that we have that live in this 12th house space. And in the Sagittarian energy, you can really look back to last November. What was going on for you in this area? Have you outgrown some of those self-sabotage behaviors? What have you been working on behind the scenes that ultimately Sagittarius you? They allow you to expand your horizons, expand your knowledge base, and they ultimately grant you some level of internal peace or freedom, or you had a goal about it and now you're able to carry that and actualize that truth in a different way. Now, other things from the 12th house space is there can be specialized populations, babies, elderly people, people who process the world differently. I think about people who have autism, or they're maybe blind, or they process the world a little bit differently. We also see those in the 12th house space. Research, anything you're doing, building, or working on behind the scenes will fall into this season of keeping an eye on it or putting your focus into it for you this month. Now, the new moon that we're going to have at that 1 whole degree of Sagittarius is really profound for a couple reasons. First of all, it is the new moon. Okay, so it is our indicator that it's your chance to plant your seeds of intention to begin something new, give fresh perspective, even an emotional newness come to your table. But also at 1 degree of Sagittarius, this is an initiating energy. So we're already getting the signature that this moon is a fantastic time for you to initiate or to bring something into its beginnings in this 12th house space. Now, within minutes, we're also going to see Jupiter, the ruling planet of this lunation, coming out of retrograde. And this is, again, an indicator that is yes, go confidently in the direction of what you would like to have in your initiation. This is a great time for it. Now, Jupiter, while it was retrograde, Jupiter comes to lift the veil for us. We thought we had these ideas, we have these beliefs, we have this education or this level of faith even that has gotten us only so far. But Jupiter during retrograde unclouds us. Right? It lifts the veil on those things to say that may have worked for this amount of time, but it's not working anymore. We need a different level of wisdom to bring to the table. Now, the dance between 28 degrees of Pisces, which is where we see Jupiter coming out of retrograde, and 8 degrees of Aries, which is where we saw Jupiter go into retrograde, between these degrees is where your attention has been. So in the general for you, Capricorn, this has been a dance between your 4th and your 3rd houses, so your home, and what you believe is right for an expansion of your home, right? What's the wisdom of your own home zone? What's the wisdom of understanding yourself as a parent or your parents? Right? What's the wisdom around new wisdom, 3rd house, new communication, new decisions, new contracts that you bring into your life, new connections with your siblings because the veil has been lifted, so you're able to see them and bring wisdom to them differently. So with all of this in your back pocket, within moments of the moon, you really have a burst of energy that I think is potent and powerful for you to make these decisions behind the scenes of where you would like to get ready to go, what you're ready to lay to rest, what you're working on behind the scenes, and then you can launch that out as the sun moves into Capricorn next month. All right, my beautiful Capricorn friends, I love to look at the comment section. I really do, because I like to see, first of all, I like to see you learn on this channel, to acknowledge yourself and your patterns, and that we just live our patterns and how you can bring different wisdom to it. So I get excited about that when I give you a date and you go back in there and you're writing it down and you tell me, oh, in 2003 this happened, oh, this happened. I get really excited to see that, because we're actually tribing up here to learn a little and for me to interpret what's coming, but then you go take it and create and understand your own patterns for it. So please share with me in the comment section down below, Capricorn, what's unfolding for you and how it's unfolding as far as you know as well. All right, my beautiful friends, I love you, and I'll see you next month. Bye, Capricorn.